What are some effective ways to learn how to pray? And you guys can jump in if I need to. So I think probably the most effective way to learn how to pray is read the book of Psalms. And we're giving a book that's thousands and thousands of years old of songs of praying to God. That's what we get. We get a book that is real, that is honest. It's talking about suffering. It's talking about disappointment. It's crying out, where are you, God, in this? And that is a beautiful resource to have. So I would encourage you, begin to read over the Psalms. And if at first it doesn't quite click, keep pushing through. I was reading it the other day, and I just had a really hard time connecting with the Psalms this particular day. And I kept reading and I kept reading and I kept reading them. And I got to the point where I just started crying. And my thought was, we don't deserve a relationship like this. We don't deserve to be in a relationship where God is constantly pursuing us and wanting to be there, and we keep running away from him. And so I just encourage you to just really sit with the Psalms, really sit in them, really begin to grasp what the resource that they're providing us here. Another option for praying, sometimes I have a hard time sitting still, to go on a prayer walk. Just go for a walk, whether it's in nature, and just pray aloud to God. It's a really beautiful way to get to the heart of what's going on in your heart, in communication with God as you're walking with your eyes open. It's a different way to do it, but you're connecting with God in that. And so those are two ways that I recommend.
I would add on, I love going to the Lord's Prayer because I think it gives us a beautiful template on how to go about those things. The beautiful part of the Lord's Prayer is that the first half of it has nothing to do with you, right? You're not even supposed to start asking. You're first sitting there just recognizing that he's your Father. Sit on that. Like, only Christianity tells you that God's your Father because of what Christ has done. So you sit on that. Then you say, hallowed be your name. Your glory is the point of it all, Father. It's not about me. It's not about me. It's all about you. Then your kingdom come. I think the times I struggle most in prayer is when I just pray about myself. And it feels dry. And I'm not saying, yes, we take our petitions to the Lord, but there's a time for that. But the beautiful thing is, once we go through the Lord's Prayer and we finally get to the point where we ask for our daily bread, you sat enough into just his presence, you sat enough to recognize again who he is that day, that you can you can gently place your requests at the throne and leave them there. And you don't have to sit on them alone because you trust, after recognizing who God is, that he's a Father that can be trusted. That's how I think that would help me with prayer.